Good happy Saturday morning, April 13, 2019. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this edition of Good Morning, New Hampshire. Let's begin. Grab your cup of coffee, everyone. Sit back, relax, and enjoy some Good Morning, New Hampshire. First up, we begin with your local news. Man thought in Hinsdale double murder found dead, officials say. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Siobhan Lopez.
Pushed out the door when it matters most. For more than a decade, he's been right there, everywhere. And when American jobs are on the line, he leads the charge. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast, and we thank you.
This photo of 28-year-old Derek Shippey was released by Vermont State Police, warning the public he may be armed and dangerous, as the New Hampshire Attorney General's office announced it had obtained arrest warrants for Shippey for 2 counts of second-degree murder in the shooting deaths of 29-year-old Neil Bolster and 19-year-old Aaliyah Jacobs. Authorities in Vermont say they had located a vehicle Shippey was believed to be using on his family's property in Vernon, Vermont. Hours later, his body was found somewhere in that same town.
There's no indication that there's any foul play in relationship to his death.
The victims were found by police Thursday during a welfare check at this Plain Road home in Hinsdale. New Hampshire and Vermont State Police working together along the way.
First, a quick result to identify the perpetrator, to seek and secure arrest warrants for the 2 counts of murder, and then ultimately to locate Mr. Shippey's body.
This case continues an alarming trend. Since March 1st, the Attorney General's office has responded to 13 deaths, some of them victims, others alleged perpetrators.
I don't think that there has been a week that has gone by that individuals in this office haven't responded to locations from one end of the state to the other with our partners at State Police.
Now, an autopsy will be performed on Shippey in Vermont, and as this is an ongoing investigation, anyone with information about the double shooting in Hinsdale should contact State Police. We're live in Concord tonight. Siobhan Lopez, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Funding likely protected for Portsmouth Naval Shipyard project. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Introducing the first of its kind Lexus UX, also available in hybrid all-wheel drive.
Lease the 2019 UX 200 for $329 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Newly released defense memos now show that the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard may not lose money to pay for the border wall proposed by the president. Senators from New Hampshire and Maine say the acting Secretary of Defense has decided not to divert funding from projects awarded in fiscal year 2019. That means 4 projects at the shipyard worth about $200 million should not be affected.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Man killed in Mount Washington avalanche is identified. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
At Beltates, customers will find everything they need for a building project. The brand names you trust to perform. And with a fleet of over 50 delivery vehicles, we deliver when and where our customers need them. Beltates Building Products. 9 locations throughout New Hampshire and Massachusetts.
The Forest Service has just identified the man who died in an avalanche on Mount Washington yesterday. A spokesman says 32-year-old Nicholas Bendix of Campton died after being buried in about 5 feet of snow in Raymond Cataract. The Forest Service says the avalanche was in fact human-caused.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Man arrested in Northfield burglary. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Incomparable design makes it beautiful. State-of-the-art technology makes it brilliant. The visionary Lexus NX.
Lease the 2019 NX 300 all-wheel drive for $379 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Northfield man has been arrested tonight accused of this break-in on Bean Hill Road. Investigators say that Brennan Santo was caught on camera prowling around a home while the owners were sleeping in another room. Police say Santo has a long criminal history, including burglary, receiving stolen property, and criminal trespassing. He is scheduled to face a judge in that case on Monday.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. ACL injury not stopping 77-year-old from running the Boston Marathon. And the Boston Marathon is this coming Monday. Can't believe it's already here. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9, Jessica Moran.
Joanne Callister is running in her 3rd consecutive Boston Marathon with her daughter, Kathy Kuhn. How is the training going? How are you feeling about Monday coming up?
A little bit concerned. It's been a short training season after I hurt my knee.
The soon-to-be 77-year-old didn't just hurt her knee, she tore her ACL 2 months ago while skiing a Black Diamond Trail.
I was devastated. Oh, and I kept telling everybody at the critical care, I want to do the marathon, I want to do the Boston.
The injury didn't require surgery but did put her on crutches, and she says doctors told her she couldn't run Boston. But Joanne isn't giving up.
She never wavered, even from the very beginning. She said, I'm doing it and I'm going to recover and do this marathon. So it's pretty inspiring.
While Joanne and her daughter are both participating in the marathon, they don't actually run next to each other. Joanne jokes her daughter is much too fast for that. But that just means that reconnecting near the finish line is one of the best parts of the day.
It can be very emotional. We're both, just happy to have finished. But then to have been able to do it together is really very special.
Why do you want to keep doing stuff like this?
Well, partly because of my age. I think that's the incentive. And running with my daughter, I think that's a wonderful. How many people get to do that?
Last year, Joanne finished 2nd in her age group. This year, she's hopeful to finish within the 6-hour time limit. In New Boston, Jessica Moran, WMUR News 9.
Very cool indeed. And all of us here at the Riley King Network will cheer both of them on. Good luck in the Boston Marathon. 2 men caught on pet camera burglarizing Warren home. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Mike Cronin.
The Lexus ES. Every curve, every innovation, every feeling. A product of mastery.
Lease the 2019 ES 350 for $389 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Caught on surveillance burglarizing a Warner home, searching the drawers with their faces covered, one of them wearing bright blue sneakers. The homeowners watched the crime live Friday morning after being alerted by their Furbo dog camera.
The dog was barking, and I guess that's how the camera notifies the owners the dog barks.
A dog and cat inside were not harmed. The suspects checking all over the house.
You looked at everything?
As they were leaving, they found a PlayStation 4, but didn't take it.
Let's get it. Okay, let's get it out. Come on, please leave it.
They took off through the back door. The homeowners called police during the crime, but the suspects were gone when officers got there. The house is in a remote area of town on Poverty Plains Road.
Don't know if they got picked up. We did do a K9 track through state police. Weren't able to come up with anything. We did find some footprints we believe may have belonged to them, but we weren't able to locate anyone.
Police believe the suspects used a screwdriver to break through the front door. They got away with about $2,500 worth of jewelry and cash. Now investigators hope this video will lead to the men responsible.
Well, these cameras are amazing. So if you can get the camera to be able for us to have that video footage both inside and outside the house, they are a world of help.
So far, investigators say no similar crimes have been reported in the area. If you recognize those suspects, you are asked to call Warner Police. In Warner, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And switching gears now, let's go on over into your weather. Weather right now is overcast, 48 degrees. And weather for today, clouds to some sun and warmer, highs in the upper 60s to lower 70s. And for tonight, partly cloudy skies and cooler, lows in the 40s. And switching gears now, let's go on over into sports. Alvine tips Goffstown on steal of home. Ryan Santos stole home in the bottom of the 7th inning and give the Alvine High School baseball team a 3-2 victory over Goffstown on Friday. Concord baseball kicks off season with a victory over Alvine. For as amped up as the Concord baseball team was for its first game of the season, it wasn't so easy to get loose on a day like Wednesday. And switching gears now, let's go on into your arts, entertainment, and lifestyle. And let's take a look at your event calendar and see what events are happening today in New Hampshire. The 2018-2019 Winter's Farmers Market at Cole Gardens is at 10 o'clock a.m. Spring Easter 3rd Annual Craft/Vendor Fair, 10 o'clock a.m. at Lowell Erks. Merrimack Crime Line 11th Annual Magic Show, 10 o'clock a.m. at American Legion Post 98. Earth Day Festival Be Water Wise, 10 o'clock a.m. at Massabesic Autobarn Center. Easter Bunny Photo Experience all day at the Pheasant Lane Mall and also at the Mall of New Hampshire and the Mall of Rockingham Park. New England Landscape Exhibit and Sale all day, New Hampshire Antique Co-op. Lamont Gallery presents Critical, 10 o'clock a.m. at Lamont Gallery. And Wild Spring, 10 o'clock a.m. Animal Adventure Rescue and Family Zoo. And those are all the events happening today in New Hampshire. New Hampshire is bleeding for the throne. Benny Media Blood Drive coming to Concord today. NH1.com invites you to lend an arm to help us, the Red Cross on Saturday, April 13th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and donate during the Benny Media Blood Drive at Runlet Middle School Cafeteria at 144 South Street in Concord. And you never know who you may be sitting on the throne for your efforts. To celebrate the final season of Game of Thrones, HBO and the Red Cross ask fans and blood donors to bleed for the throne this April. Those who donate on Saturday, April 13th at the event will get a Bleed for the Throne poster and automatically be entered for a chance to win a full-size Iron Throne from HBO's Game of Thrones. And the first 90 donors at the drive will receive a Fun Spot gift card, good for 20 in tokens. Please help us, the Red Cross, Saturday, April 13th at Runlet Middle School in Concord from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And your weekly schedule from Red River Theater's Concord, New Hampshire film schedule, April 12th to the 18th. Let's take a look. And here's a look at that schedule. Playing in Stonyfield, The Aftermath, with noted exception, on Wednesday it will play in the Lincoln studio. Apollo, playing in Stonyfield, with noted exception, Wednesday, Lincoln Auditorium. Glory Ball, playing in Lincoln's Auditorium. The Hummingbird Project, playing in Smick Auditorium. Spaceball was last night, and it played in the Lincoln Auditorium, and Amadeus will be playing in the Lincoln Auditorium on Thursday, April 18th. And that's your weekly schedule of films playing this week, April 12th to the 18th. Just go to redrivertheaters.org to click on the film schedule. And that did it for this edition of Good Morning New Hampshire. I hope you all enjoyed this edition of Good Morning New Hampshire. Have a great day, everyone, and see you back here later on for Good Evening New Hampshire. Bye, everyone.